Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beverly Ramabu, and if you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm so excited about today's fragrance review because if you've been with me for a while, you know that when I initially started this channel, I started off with providing alternatives to your high-end or designer fragrances. And I'm really happy because today is actually going to be our first male fragrance review on this channel. And this is actually a dupe. This is an alternative. So yeah, man, I'm really excited about it. So without wasting time, let's get into it. So today's fragrance is one that is from Milton Lloyd, and this is the Color Me Silver. So this is believed to be a dupe for Allure Home Sport, the extreme version by Chanel. And before I actually give my verdict, I first want to talk about how I experienced this fragrance. I'm gonna be honest, guys. I loved this fragrance. I love it. I enjoyed it. This fragrance is beautiful. If you want to smell fresh, if you want to smell moneyed, but you are limited money-wise, you don't have the budget maybe to buy something that is really expensive, then this is the fragrance for you. This is the kind of fragrance that leaves a scent trail on the leather seats of a car. I know this is like an oddly specific example, but I just want to really give you the kind of maybe vibe you are gonna get from this fragrance. When you first spray this fragrance, it's a mess. It's everywhere. I feel like the alcohol in this fragrance kind of maybe messes it up a bit. So if you're going into a large crowd or you're about to meet someone, try maybe applying it 15 minutes before you go there, because when you initially spray it on, the notes are just everywhere. You can't really make out, you don't have a sense of direction of where this fragrance is going. It's a mess. It's a bit off-putting. So you firstly want to maybe apply it, let it marinate, let it sit in before maybe you go and meet someone or you're exposed to maybe large crowds. So this fragrance starts off fresh, but somewhere along the line it leaves you with this marine impression. I also picked up on this, how should I put this? It is sort of a minty nuance, but it's not a full-bodied mint, you know? And it moved more towards being a bit herbal. But these aren't notes which are maybe bodied. They're not full-bodied, you know? You can tell that there's something missing. And when I read up on the notes, I was like, okay, maybe this is because of maybe the thyme note and the rosemary as well. And I was like, this is most definitely these two notes that give off these kind of notes which I was picking up. The top notes of this fragrance are of grapefruit, mandarin, and melon, which are then followed by your middle notes, your lavender, your rosemary, and your thyme. And lastly, your bottom notes, which is your patchouli, your vetiver, your musk, and your tonka beans. When I saw the tonka beans, I was really expecting it to be a bit more thicker. But in this case, this fragrance is not that thick. This fragrance really performs well in terms of its sillage. There's definitely a scent trail, you know? If somebody passes you while you're wearing this fragrance, they can definitely pick it up. It has good sillage and it projects, you know? And I felt that it's really, for me, it's really long lasting, because this is a 50 ml and I bought it for 110 rands, right? But I could still pick it up around like the 4 hour mark, which I was like, okay, this is really good. And this is me picking it up on my skin around the 4 hour mark. And then with clothes, it even lasts a bit longer, you know. So I was like, you know, 410 rands, this really performs well. You wouldn't expect something that is 110 rands to perform like this. In terms of this being a dupe for Allure Home Sport, the extreme version, I don't think it's a 100% dupe. Maybe in your 60s and maybe 50, 60, somewhere there. You know, there are elements which are similar, which are like, okay, yes, yes, yes. But the thing is, with this fragrance, it's not complicated, it's not complex, you know. This fragrance is just one dimensional. So that's how it differs a lot. So I don't feel like it's 100% dupe. I feel like this fragrance can still stand on its own, you know, and you don't necessarily need to classify it as a dupe. But yes, there are a lot of similar elements to the Allure Home Sport, the extreme version, you know. To an untrained nose, they might even think that it is. But I feel that because it doesn't really change that much or change a lot in that sense, it kind of then makes you see that there's a missing element. It's not particularly the same, you know. So yeah, if maybe you are looking into getting a dupe, obviously not all dupes are going to be 100%. There also needs to be a bit of tweaking, and also the fact that sometimes with the original ones, they might be using ingredients which are a lot more expensive, and with the dupes, they might be using synthetic notes or synthetic components, which then would maybe give you a similar kind of scent, but it's not purely the same. So that's what you always have to think about when you buy dupes. And yeah, guys, this is what I thought or how I experienced this fragrance. Thank you so much for watching up until the end. I really love that I am now tapping into male fragrances. I've been delaying this for quite some time, but I am glad I finally got into it, guys. So if this helped you, please let me know, and also let me know which other dupes you'd like me to maybe review, and I'll gladly do so. Thank you so much for watching up until the end, guys. Love and light. Mwah.